Hello, welcome to the weekly Main Street Media TV high school football preview show. I'm Scott Stewart, and we're about to take a trip across Middle Tennessee to take a look at all the action on gridiron teams covered by your Main Street Media newspaper. You'll get to hear from our Main Street Media sports editors and writers as they break down the matchups for all your local teams, which means if you're seeing this in Middle Tennessee, we're probably going to be taking a look at your favorite team. Make sure to pick up your local newspapers across Middle Tennessee and or find your local newspaper online for our complete coverage of games from your area. To find out if your community is served by a Main Street Media Tennessee newspaper, go to mainstreetmediatn.com. When you find your local newspaper, you can subscribe to the online or traditional versions so you don't miss any of our coverage of local news, sports, events, issues, and more. Blaine Kellar is here to tell us all about what we can look forward to in north central Middle Tennessee.
Sumner County is on a bye week, but there's still some football to be had in the north central region of Main Street Preps. I'm sports editor Blaine Kellar, here to give you a still strong coverage plan from Davidson and Williamson counties, 2/3 of our north central region for Main Street Preps, including Gallatin News, Hendersonville Standard, Portland Sun, and Main Street Nashville. Hey, you can catch volleyball and girls soccer still happening in Sumner County. You can catch those sports in our Nashville sections too. But here's what's coming up for football. Here's where you can find it all on MainStreetPreps.com. Starting Thursday, Andre Adams, the TSSAA single game record holder for yards in a game, and the Antioch Bears host undefeated Franklin Road Academy. The Panthers are 6-0. The Bears are 7-0. It'll be a top-notch Thursday night matchup. Our David Wilson will be there with coverage. Then on Friday night, it's the MyTV 30 game of the week. The CPA Lions, fresh off their second win of the season, a big one against MBA in region play. They take on Ensworth and their trio of Hasselbacks, Matt, Tim, the coaches, and Taylor, the quarterback and Wyoming commitment. Should be a fun one between the Tigers and Lions. We've already mentioned the Bears. Oh my. Finishing out the Friday slate is another undefeated matchup. Jared Curtis and Nashville Christian take on Tyner Academy out of the Chattanooga area. Curtis looks to continue his senior season after missing a few games due to a minor injury, also resting up in what's been a lengthy high school career for him. The Georgia commitment and top-rated prospect for his class will look to continue Nashville Christian's undefeated season. Be sure to check out Jack Williams for coverage on that. I'll be at CPA. As I mentioned, David Wilson will be at Antioch for a fun one on Thursday. 3 games. 3 high-profile games, though, that we will have coverage of for Main Street Nashville and MainStreetPreps.com. Hope you check it out and hope to see you back here in a few days for our wrap-up show.
All right, guys, we got a great start to this week's show, and we're just getting started. There's a lot more action coming up for local teams this week. Let's take a quick break and hear from our sponsors. We'll be right back.
He shoots, and he scores!
At Delta Dental of Tennessee, we know our success begins and ends with providing superior quality service, and that includes serving those who need it most. This year, we're celebrating 25 years of giving back to the community we call home. Delta Dental, along with our Smile 180 Foundation, supports Tennessee's dental colleges and oral health education, children's hospitals, free and reduced cost dental clinics, and other like-minded charities. Here's to the next 25 plus years of ensuring healthy smiles.
Welcome back, and let's keep the ball rolling with Maurice Patton in southern Middle Tennessee.
Hey, I'm Maurice Patton from Southern Middle Tennessee. Short week this week with a lot of our teams on fall break, but we do have 3 games. to bring you up to date on here in Week 8. Let's start with the Pegasus Cup as the Summertown Eagles travel across county, take on Loretto in a big Lawrence County battle. Again, Summertown, the Eagles, going to Loretto, the Mustangs, in a renewal of the Pegasus Cup series, one of the best rivalry names I've heard. Summertown going into that matchup 3-3, 1-2 in Region 5 2A action. Loretto 2-4 overall, also 1-2 in Region 5 2A play. So big rivalry, but also big matchup just in terms of postseason play prospects for both of these teams. Both coming in off of losses after before being off in Week 7 for fall break. Summertown in Week 6 lost 51-0 over at Lewis County in a region matchup. Loretto also dropped a region decision at Decatur County Riverside 23-20. So both had a loss going into their break, coming out of the break. Big rivalry matchup, big Region 5 2A matchup when Summertown goes to Loretto this Friday night. Non-region play for the other team out of Lawrence County, the Wildcats of Lawrence County, also coming off fall break. They are 4-2 as they head to Creekwood to take on Dixon County. The 5-2 Cougars are playing their home games at Creekwood because of renovations taking place at their on-campus stadium. Lawrence County, again, 4-2, also coming off of a loss, coming off a pair of losses in their last two outings. In fact, having lost before fall break 28-14 against visiting Tullahoma. The preceding week, they lost 38-22 to Columbia Central. Both of those in Region 4-5A action. So Lawrence County looking to get back on the beam here, 4-2 overall as they travel to face 5-2 Dixon County at Creekwood on Friday night. Finally, Giles County resumes Region 4-3A action as they go to Community on Friday night. The Bobcats 3-3 overall, 1-1 in region play, having won their last two ball games. They defeated Cascade in a region matchup this past weekend, 42-8. Before that, they defeated previously unbeaten Lincoln County, 28-20, down at the Brickyard there in Pulaski. So Giles County on a little bit of a roll here, looking to continue it in Region 4-3A action against winless Community. The Vikings 0-7 overall, 0-2 in region play. That wraps us up. Again, a short Week 8 here in Southern Middle Tennessee for high school football. I'm Maurice Patton. We'll see y'all next week.
From the south, we'll head to the northwest Middle Tennessee, where we'll find Calvin White.
Hello, everybody. This is Calvin White, Northwest Regional Sports Editor for Main Street Preps. Here to give you a quick preview of all of the Week 8 high school football action in Montgomery, Robertson, and Houston County. We're going to start in Montgomery County. A lot of Thursday night games this week in Montgomery County. Clarksville is hosting Shelbyville. The Wildcats are only playing their second home game in the last 5 weeks. They're looking for their 6th consecutive win after an 0-2 start. Rossview travels to Overton. The Hawks are looking for another region win to further cement their playoff status. Kirkwood is hosting Creekwood. Kirkwood looking for its 7th win of the year, its lone hiccup coming in a loss to East Robertson earlier this season. West Creek travels to Cane Ridge. The Coyotes still looking for their first win. They currently sit at 0-7. Northeast is traveling to Kenwood for a region rivalry. Northeast looking for its 3rd win of the season. They started 0-2, but have lost 5 straight. The Knights already better than last season. They are 4-3. Northwest hosts Henry County. Henry County has really turned it on after a rough start for them. Northwest, like Northeast, has really been sputtering since the beginning of the season. They'll look to pick up a win against the Henry County Patriots. Montgomery Central hosts Marshall County in region action. Montgomery Central still looking for its 2nd win of the year. Clarksville Academy hosts Donaldson Christian on Friday. That game is also region play. Clarksville Academy needs a win to stay alive in hopes of playing in the postseason. Over in Robertson County, Springfield is hosting McGavock. Springfield looking for Looking to start another win streak after dropping their game against Pearl Cone 2 weeks ago and picking up a nice win over Liberty Creek last week. White House Heritage hosts Stratford in region action. White House Heritage coming off an exciting 21-18 win over undefeated Whites Creek last week. Jackson Bagwell scored at the buzzer to push the Patriots ahead of Whites Creek. White House Heritage hosts Stratford this week. East Robertson travels to Houston County in region action. East Robertson looking to stay undefeated and move to 8-0. Greenbrier is hosting Pearl Cone. Pearl Cone started 0-4 but has really turned it on as of late and looks like the state powerhouse that they are used to being. Joe Burns travels to Innovation Academy. Joe Burns coming off a dominant 62-0 win over Red Boiling Springs, and Innovation Academy still looking for its second win of the year. White House is off this week. They will resume action next week against Liberty Creek. And finally, over in Houston County, like I just mentioned, they host East Robertson Indians this week. Houston County is 4-3, looking to pick up their fifth win of the year in that one. That'll do it for all of our Week 8 high school preview coverage from Montgomery, Robertson, and Houston County. I'm Calvin White. I'll talk to you again soon.
Well, we're moving right along, but let's stop for another word from our sponsors. We'll be right back.
At Delta Dental of Tennessee, we know our success begins and ends with providing superior quality service, and that includes serving those who need it most. This year, we're celebrating 25 years of giving back to the community we call home. Delta Dental, along with our Smile 180 Foundation, supports Tennessee's dental colleges and oral health education, children's hospitals, free and reduced cost dental clinics, and other like-minded charities. Here's to the next 25 plus years of ensuring healthy smiles.
When the arena lights dim for a concert, or when the crowd becomes one at a big game, you can almost feel like you're the biggest fan. But who's your biggest fan? It's the person that will get you home safely after a night of drinking. It's the person who looks out for your life to make sure you leave the stadium with someone sober. This could be a designated driver or someone who offers to get you a ride share. Because in Tennessee, fans don't let fans drive drunk. Brought to you by the Tennessee Highway Safety Office, a division of the Tennessee Department of Safety and Homeland Security.
We are back, and Casey Patrick is waiting for us over in West Middle, Tennessee.
Hi, my name is Casey Patrick. I'm the sports reporter for the Dixon Post, Cheatham County Exchange, and the Hickman County Times. I've got a few upcoming games this week for Thursday and Friday night football. Now, Thursday night, Creekwood is on the road at Kirkwood. Kirkwood's been really strong this year at 6-1. Creekwood just picked up their second win of the year last week, so they'll be on the road at Kirkwood. That game is Thursday, 7 p.m. I'll be doing the radio, so I won't be there. But I will be in Clarksville for Clarksville hosting Shelbyville Central. Now, on Friday, the game I will be at, Dixon County is hosting Lawrence County. That game will be at 7 p.m. And, of course, Dixon County is playing all their home games at Creekwood's Red Hawk Stadium. Again, that'll be this Friday at 7 p.m. That's where I'll be. Both Hickman County and East Hickman are off this week, so no Hickman games. But y'all have a good evening. We'll see you out there on Friday night and maybe even Thursday night.
Thank you, Casey. We will stay in West Middle Tennessee for our final preview of the week with Wade Neely.
What's up, folks? Wade Neely here. I'm your sports editor over in Hickman County, Dixon County, and Cheatham County, and it's time for an update, really a preview of what we've got going in a little bit smaller slate for Week 8 across the high school football season in our coverage area. A couple of teams are off this week as they begin their respective fall breaks, but we do have a few squads in action, and I want to tell you guys about them. We'll start with our teams in Cheatham County, where the Cubs are desperate for a win. It won't be a region contest this week. It won't even be a Friday contest, but on Thursday night, it'll be Cheatham County making the trip to Metro Nashville to take on Hunters Lane as Coach Gary Halstead and his squad desperate for a win. They would prefer a region victory, but they'll take wins any way they can get them. And again, Cheatham County is on the road Thursday night at Hunters Lane. biggest game of the week in terms of our respective standings and what they mean for the rest of the season. Doesn't get much bigger than Friday night, as Sycamore and Waverly will do battle. These are two teams that are atop the Region 6 AAA standings. Fairview's right there in the mix as well, but so far it has been Sycamore and Waverly. Sycamore just stubbing its toe for the very first time in region play last Friday night over at Camden. Waverly, meanwhile, came into Cheatham County, came into Ashland City, and roughed up the Cubs. That should be a fun showdown again in Waverly this weekend. Harpeth, not only are they not at home, they are on the road, and I mean a long trip over to Huntington on Friday night as they get ready to take on the Mustangs. It's a non-region game, but it's a very tough opponent for Harpeth as, again, they hit the road over to Huntington on Friday night. Casey's going to tell you about Dickson County and Creekwood this week. Our Hickman County squads are off, and again, as they celebrate fall break. Next week will be a light slate, as well as a lot of our Cheatham County squads are celebrating fall break. But for now, that's a preview of what we've got going on. Week 8, ladies and gentlemen, of the high school football season is right here, and that is a preview from our coverage area. Wade Neely saying so long for now.
And that does it for this week's Main Street Media TV High School Football Preview Show. Just a few notes before we go. Make sure to catch Wade and Casey each week with the Main Street Media Radio Thursday night game of the week. They will be in a high school stadium in Middle Tennessee each week with their broadcast scheduled to start each Thursday at 6:45 p.m. Make sure to watch your local newspapers, social media pages, or download the Main Street Media TV app to keep up with all our local football and other sports coverage every single day. Also, don't miss our weekly Main Street Media TV High School Football Wrap-Up Show with these same sports editors and reporters who are covering your school's team every week. The wrap-up show is scheduled to drop every Tuesday at 1 p.m. during the high school football season. I hope you enjoyed the show and maybe got a little fired up for this week's high school football action in your town. We'll be right back here next Thursday with the High School Football Preview Show from Main Street Media TV.